guys, so today I'm going to be doing the book courtship tag, and I actually wasn't tagged to do this, but I saw Jessie of Jessie the Reader do it, and I thought the questions looked pretty fun, so thought you guys might enjoy it, so I'm going to be doing this for you guys today, and I'm just gonna get started. Phase 1, Initial Attraction, a book that you bought because of the cover. For this, I'm going to go with A Little Something Different by Sandy Hall. I bought this when I was just browsing the Target book section one day, and I saw this, and I was like, that looks like the cutest book cover ever. It's just light pink and so adorable, and there's like flowers and twirlies, and I just thought it looked so cute, and I was like, I think I need this book. Like, I don't know what this is about, but I think I need it. Just because it's a really pretty cover. And I'm not usually like that. I'm usually like 100% like I go to the bookstore knowing what I'm gonna get and reading back descriptions and all that stuff. I'm not like the type of person that just is like, that's a pretty cover, I'm gonna buy it. But this was definitely one of those. Phase 2, First Impressions, a book that you got because of the summary. For this one, I'm gonna be going with Panic by Lauren Oliver. At the point in time when I bought this book, I had never read another Lauren Oliver book, but I went on to Barnes & Noble and I read the description and I thought it seemed like such a cool concept and I needed to read it. So it was the first Lauren Oliver book that I actually read, and I highly enjoyed this. If you haven't heard of this book, it basically is about a bunch of teenagers who have this game called Panic every summer where they do these crazy insane challenges to win money, and I thought that sounded like such a cool premise, so I had to pick it up. So definitely because of the summary I picked this one up. Phase 3, Sweet Talk, a book with great writing. For this one, I'm going with Slammed by Miss Colleen Hoover. I absolutely love this book. It was the first Colleen Hoover book that I ever read, and I just love Colleen's writing style. I think any Colleen Hoover book I could have chose for this this question, but I really loved Slammed, and I loved how she incorporated real slam poetry in here, and I think it's so beautiful, and I just love Colleen Hoover's writing style. If you've never read a book by Colleen, then you definitely should, but if you have, then you probably know what I'm talking about. She just has a way of saying things that just sound so beautiful, and so I definitely love the writing style of Slam. Phase 4, First Date, a first book of a series which made you want to pick up the rest of the series. For this one, I don't have a physical copy of a book, but I'm going to be saying The Selection by Kira Cass. I had bought the first book in the series. It's a paperback. My friend is borrowing it right now, which is why I don't have it. But it was a paperback and I read it and I was so obsessed with it. I went to the bookstore the next day. I was like, I need to buy the next 2 books. I literally bought the second and the third book together because I was like, I know I'm going to need the third one. It was so good. I finished that series in less than like a 5-day span or something like that because I was so obsessed after reading the first book, so that is definitely a fitting one for this question. Phase 5, Late Night Phone Calls, a book that kept you up all night. For this, I'm going to be saying Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I have very clear memories of staying up super late reading this book, like on a school night or something, and I was just like so tired the next day. Like I can just remember sitting in bed and being like, one more chapter, and then it's like 3 a.m. and I was like, whoops. So yeah, definitely this book for a staying up all night book. It definitely kept me on my feet. Phase 6, Always on My Mind, a book you could not stop thinking about. For this one, I'm going to be saying The Coincidence of Callie and Caden by Jessica Sorensen. This is a new adult book that I read maybe like 2 years, a year and a half ago maybe. I just remember not being able to get this book out of my head. The ending of this book is a cliffhanger, so I was just like the whole week after finishing this book and telling basically everyone I know, like, oh my god, this book I just read, I can't stop thinking about it. So definitely this one is that, couldn't get this out of my head at all. Phase 7, Getting Physical, a book which you love the way it feels. For this one, I'm going with My True Love Gave to Me, 12 Holiday Stories, edited by Stephanie Perkins. And it's just like a really nice, like mattifying feel up here, and then the letters are kind of glossy, and then down here is glossy. And I love a good glossy mattified combo. It feels very nice on the hands. And then the back is all matte except for like this, which is glossy. I don't know, I just really love this one. It feels really soft. Phase 8, Meeting the Parents, a book which you would recommend to your friends and family. For this one, I'm going with Wonder by R.J. Palacio. This one is a book that I literally recommend to all of my friends and family whenever somebody's like, give me a book recommendation. I'm like, have you ever heard of Wonder by R.J. Palacio? Have you read it? It's a children's book. You would really like it though. You have to read it. I think everybody has to read this book. It's basically about a little boy named August who has a facial deformity and he's dealing with it. He's like 12 years old or something. I read this book a while ago, but he's like 11 or 12 years old and he's just starting school for the first time ever, and he has to deal with kids in his school making fun of him, adults even being judgmental of him, and it's just a really amazing story that I think everybody needs to read because it will give everybody a new perspective on judgments, and it's just such a lovely read, and I think everybody can really benefit from reading it. So if you have not read this book, go read it because you need to. It's so amazing. Phase 9, thinking about the future. A book or series that you know you will reread many times in the future. For this one, I am going with This Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han, or the Pretty series. It's a trilogy. I finished this series like in January or February or something like that, and I read the whole series in like 48 hours, and it was insane, and I already want to reread it. I just absolutely loved the series. I have a full book talk on it below. Any of these books that I have a book talk on, I will link below in case y'all are interested. But this series I just love so much, and I can't wait to reread it. I think I'm definitely going to be like during the summer, because I read this during like a blizzard where I was home from school because it was snowing so bad. So I think it would be a really nice one to read like even on the beach or something. So I definitely want to reread this series because I loves it. So yes, that is The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. Phase 10, share the love. Who do you tag? I think I'm going to tag Erica of Snocking on Sunday Books, because you always tag me for such amazing tags, so I want to tag you back. I'm going to tag Darby from OCD Reads, because I would absolutely love to hear what you have to say. And I'm going to tag Jamie of Oh My Gird Books, because I think it would be interesting to see what you have to say too, because, you know, I just love hearing about everybody's books and watching tags and all that jazz. So I think those 3 people I'm going to be tagging. And anybody else that wants to do the tag, of course, you should do it and say that I tagged you. It'll be really fun and cool. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was entertaining, a fun tag to watch. If you have any questions, of course, leave that down below, or any comments, anything, absolutely anything you want. Please thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I'll talk to you guys all very soon. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I love you. Bye! She took my arm.